Match week 1 and the Premier League is back. How I've missed it. How I've missed it. So you're telling me already, just after the first game of the season, it's already doom and gloom for Arsenal. Predicted title contenders Man United giving Leeds an absolute beatdown in the first game of the season. And Spurs kicking off the new campaign, taking all 3 points of the champions, Man City. I wonder if that's going to trigger City in buying Harry Kane now. And Chelsea doing what Chelsea loves to do, and that's win. Champions League, win. Super Cup, win. First game of the season, win. I wish Arsenal can win the game. And don't forget Liverpool. Hey, they could be back in the title running. Mo Salah's back scoring goals again. Virgil van Dijk is back playing again. Premier League, man, it's back. It's back. Hi there guys, and welcome to a Dash of Sports Premier League show, formerly known as the Premier League Review. I'll be your host and presenter, Dashiki Dash, and as we all know, the Prem is back. It's back. Oh my goodness, I have surely missed Premier League football. And as per usual, I'll be giving you all the roundup and results and also reviewing the games. But not only that, I'll also be giving out previews and bringing on guests as well. So a few changes on the show. And remember, don't forget to check out the main show itself, A Dash of Sports. That's where I talk about all things sports related, hot topics and trending stories. So when that drops this week, make sure that you check that out. In fact, press the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my shows. And with that being said, the Premier League is back. So let's just jump straight into it. So welcome back to A Dash of Sports Premier League show. Match week 1 and we're back, man. The Premier League is back. Man, it has been a crazy weekend of football. Starting off with Friday with Arsenal losing to Brentford. Almost ruined my footballing weekend, but I will not allow it. I'm not allowing it this season. Arsenal would not kill my vibe. But I'm also going to be looking into, you know, the so-called top 6 teams, how they fared throughout this weekend, and then pretty much rounding up all the results for the rest of the teams. So the Premier League season kicked off with a fantastic game between newbies Brentford and Arsenal, as Sergi Canos and Christian Nogard struck in either half as Brentford's debut Premier League season got off to a dream start with a 2-0 home win against Arsenal. Brentford went 1-0 up on the 22nd minute when Arsenal failed to clear their lines, and Ethan Pinnock nodded on for Canos, who rifled past Bert Leno at his near post. Nogard then made the point safe 17 minutes from time, powering through a packed defence to head home Brentford's second of the evening. Now, before I get into the game and start man, I'm just going to be straight dissing Arsenal, man. Before I get into that, let me just give a shout out to every single fan that was there in attendance at the match. It was so good to see Premier League fans back in the stadiums making all the noise. There was about 17,000 at Brentford's new stadium, and they made it sound like there was at least 70,000. Man, football is truly back, and this really shows us that we've been missing the fans, man. We've been missing every ball that was kicked, every goal that was scored. You could hear the fans just cheering and chanting. Even after the game, Brentford did a lap of honour and thanking the fans. Arsenal, you know, clapped the away fans as they needed to, because the performance, let me just get into it right now. The performance, absolutely diabolical. And Jamie Carragher said it best. It was like men versus boys. Literally. Like, Brentford were up for the game. You can tell how pumped they were. You can tell how ready they were. They showed more desire. They showed more passion. They ran non-stop. Even Tony was bullying the defense. And just Arsenal were just, man, just same old Arsenal. And when is this rot gonna stop? Arsenal needs signings, man. They've failed to prepare. And when you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. But check me out here rambling on about Arsenal. Obviously it's dear to my heart, that's my team, but I have to give all credit to Brentford, man. Brentford. They went into that game with, like, you know when you just have a mission, you know to yourself, first game of the season, we're gonna go all out. And literally they did that from minute one. High press, high tempo, a lot of passion, a lot of desire, and they really showed what, you know, what they were doing in the Championship. This result really shouldn't have come it shouldn't have come as a surprise for people, man, because they've been really playing football in the Championship, and to see them playing the type of football they did against Arsenal, I knew going into that game that we was not going to get a result. If anything, if it was going to be a draw, but I wasn't surprised that Brentford beat Arsenal. And now moving on to the next game that was played on Saturday, Manchester United versus Leeds United, two rival teams. And Man United, man, they gave Leeds the beat down, 5-1. I swear last season it was like 6-2, and this season again 5-1. Bielsa, man, you ain't learning your lesson. Man United had already gone close twice just before Bruno Fernandes put them ahead on the half-hour mark. Leeds then equalised early in the second half through a Luke Ayling's scorching 25-yard strike with his first Premier League goal. But then Man United responded with 3 goals in the next 12 minutes. With goals from Mason Greenwood and 2 added goals from Bruno Fernandes to complete his hat-trick, and a rare goal from Fred completed the route for a 5-1 victory for Man United. But anyway, that was a good touch because that just lifted the spirit. The whole stadium was buzzing. And man, I once again, I just can't believe that Leeds got spanked like that. But it's happened before. Last season they got done, and this season they got done again. Bielsa not learning his lessons from previous. And this was all without the likes of Varane wasn't playing. Sancho came off the bench, but he didn't really do too much during the game, just made a nice cameo debut. The way I see United right now, I definitely believe that they're going to challenge for this season. They're going to challenge for the title this season. I can see it because their squad is stacked, man. Think about the players that's there. If Oli can really grab hold of this wheel, when we say Oli's at the wheel, if he can really grab onto this wheel and push United up the table, and obviously they finished second last season, can they get the title this season? If Oli can, you know, push United to the title, I don't think anybody can doubt him. But people still are doubting him because he's not the elite manager, and maybe he might not be able to take United to that title. But with the players that he's got every chance to do so. And then moving on to Chelsea, who have been continuing their winning ways, Champions League winners, Super Cup winners, and in the first game of the season, hey, you're not going to expect anything less from Chelsea. Winners against Crystal Palace. Man of the match, Trevor Chalobah marked his Premier League debut with a long-range goal as Chelsea eased past Crystal Palace with a 3-0 victory at Stamford Bridge. Thomas Tuchel's side took the lead in the 27th minute when Marcos Alonso curled in a 25-yard free kick beyond Crystal Palace goalkeeper Vicente Gaeta. Chelsea then doubled their advantage 5 minutes before half-time when Christian Pulisic finished from close range after reacting quickest to a loose ball. Then the game was sealed in the 58th minute when Chalobah drilled home a low shot from outside of the box to give Chelsea all 3 points. Yo, Chelsea? Now, I know it's only the first game of the season and I don't want to be reacting or overreacting, but we all know, man, Chelsea is going to be a problem this season. And they've just signed Lukaku as well. Lukaku, Romelu. Oh my goodness me. They are going to be a problem this season, and I can see them not only just challenging for the title, but man, they are definitely title contenders. And man, in the midst of all of this as well, I completely forgot that Patrick Vieira is a Premier League manager. Former Arsenal midfielder, invincible captain. He is the Crystal Palace manager, taking over Roy Hodgson. And I don't know what to expect from Vieira. I've not really taken heed to like what he's been doing elsewhere when he was obviously in America and MLS. and obviously went to France. I don't know. Has he been doing well? You lot put your comments down below and let me know, man, what type of manager he is. But Crystal Palace is going to be a tough job because Roy Hodgson, he found a way. You know, that experience got him to at least keep Crystal Palace in the Premier League. Now, I don't know what type of football Vieira is going to be looking to play, but if he tries to change things up too much, I might slightly fear for Crystal Palace. But like I said, it's still early doors. We don't know. And I'm looking forward to seeing what Vieira is going to actually do during this Premier League campaign. And now moving on to the former champions, Liverpool, away to newly promoted side Norwich at Carrow Road. And there was only going to be one outcome to this, man. Although Norwich did start off well, they looked like they were going to, you know, do something. They had a few chances. But once Liverpool clicked into gear, that was it, man. 3-0. It's a bit of a beatdown still. Liverpool made a breakthrough in the 26th minute after Diogo Jota latched onto a miscontrol from Salah that ended up in his path, and he fired home his first goal of the season. Goals were then followed by Roberto Firmino's in the 65th minute, and then the Egyptian Mohamed Salah got on the score sheet himself after his curling shot beat Tim Krul from the edge of the area. And that was Mohamed Salah's 5th consecutive opening day goal, breaking a record. I don't think any other footballers scored that many goals on the opening day, as many as Mohamed Salah. And listen, man, I don't even know till now why Liverpool are not trying to give him that contract. I get it. Listen, Liverpool run business a lot better than some clubs. I don't want to name names, but I want to name it Arsenal. So they're doing what they need to do. Hopefully he gets that contract done and dusted, because you don't want to be... yeah, man. I know that the likes of Madrid and Barcelona's ain't got the dough at the moment, but you don't want to end up losing a player like Mohamed Salah, an incredible player, and considering he's not even an out-and-out number 9 or a goal scorer like that, or a striker, a main striker, but the amount of goals that he gets is absolutely crazy, man. Liverpool have gotten off to a really good start with a 3-0 win against Norwich, and VVD making his comeback as well, Virgil van Dijk. This is the type of game that you'd want to make your comeback to as well, because it wasn't too strenuous. Norwich didn't really give Liverpool any problems. So, you know, easing his way back to fitness. I reckon there'll be, some larger tests to come. But for now, listen, he's going to try and get his fitness up. He's going to try and get himself back into the game, back into the swing of things, and we'll see how VVD fares for this season. Liverpool, are they contenders? I don't know, man. A lot of Liverpool fans are not really putting themselves out there to say that, yeah, they're going to challenge for the league. But with the squad that they got, with the players, this is probably like the 4th year Jurgen Klopp is really wringing out the last piece of juice from these players, man. It's unbelievable. But if any crop of players that are capable of going into this season and challenging again, it is this Liverpool side. But I don't know, man. It's going to be a tough ask considering the likes of Chelsea, United. Man, if City end up getting Harry Kane, then that's another problem right there. So it's going to be real interesting to see how Liverpool is going to fare this season. And then last but not least, the remaining so-called Big Six clubs, Tottenham versus Man City. What a way to kick off your Premier League campaign with your brand new club. Nuno Espirito Santos, new Spurs manager, beating Man City. You can't ask for more than that. Without Kane as well. There's a Kane-less Spurs, but they managed to get the win. Son's brilliant second half strike earned Nuno Espirito Santo victory in his first Premier League match as Tottenham Hotspur head coach, as they beat the champions Manchester City 1-0 at home. The champions did dominate possession in the first half, but they were unable to find a breakthrough as Fernandinho and Riyad Mahrez missed their best opportunities. Steven Bergwijn also had a great chance to double Spurs' lead moments later, but he ended up putting his effort wide. Man City pushed for an equaliser to no avail, with Ferran Torres and summer signing Jack Grealish making his full debut were each denied by Hugo Lloris. Man City's defeat was actually the first time that they've lost on the opening day in the last 5 years. That's Pep Guardiola's record gone just like that. But it was no surprise. It wasn't a surprise that Spurs beat City. They've got City's number, especially at home. For some reason, City can't beat Spurs away from home. Look, man, we could look into this how we want in it. For Spurs, this was a really good victory for them. For Man City, I don't think there's too much to worry about. We already know how City starts off their season campaign. It's usually quite slow. Players obviously coming back from the Euros, Copa America. So we got to see what happens with them. The only noticeable thing, and because they were facing Spurs, it's all of this Harry Kane business. Will Harry Kane go to Man City, or would he stay at Spurs? No one really saw him at the stadium. There's still rumours whether or not he was actually there or he wasn't there. Now, knowing how Harry Kane is, he's usually a man that you would see him on the cameras. He's sitting in the stands watching his team. And the fact that we didn't see that, I don't know if it's telltale signs that he's going to be going to Man City. But look, bottom line to it is this. If Man City wants Harry Kane, they're going to have to splash the moolah, which I know that they've got. But I don't know what's taking City long, because I think Spurs and Levy, they're asking for about 150 mil, 160 mil. So if City are prepared to get this striker and they want to sign him, they best splash the cash. But then again, it is really late on in the transfer window. Will Daniel Levy be willing to sell Harry Kane? Is Harry Kane going to be willing to stay at Spurs for another season? Man, who knows, man? Who knows? And now swiftly moving on to the rest of the bunch, because, the Premier League ain't just about the big six clubs. We also had many other games that were just as highly entertaining. Starting off with Burnley versus Brighton, as Graham Potter's Brighton came back from a goal down to beat Burnley 2-1. An early goal from James Tarkowski in the second minute. But then in the 73rd, Neil Maupay goal, and then Alexis McAllister in the 78th minute to take all 3 points for Brighton. And the next game was between Everton versus Southampton, as new Everton manager Rafa Benitez saw his team beat Southampton 3-1 in their first game of the season. Southampton took the lead in the 22nd minute with a goal from Adam Armstrong, but then Richarlison equalised for the Toffees, and then goals from Doucouré and Dominic Calvert-Lewin followed to give Everton all 3 points with a 3-1 win. The following game was Leicester versus Wolves, as Jamie Vardy opened up his goal scoring account by scoring the only goal of the game to give Leicester a 1-0 win, with all 3 points going to the Foxes. Newly promoted side Watford almost dropped some points but scraped through a 3-2 victory against Aston Villa. Watford were 3-0 up with goals from Emmanuel Dennis in the 10th minute, Sarr in the 42nd minute, and Cucho Hernandez in the 67th minute. But then Aston Villa's John McGinn scored in the 70th minute, which was then followed by a late penalty by Danny Ings, who scored in injury time, but it wasn't enough to get the draw at least, and Watford managed to hang on to win 3-2 to take all 3 points. And last but not least, Newcastle United versus West Ham United. This was actually my favourite game of the week. Newcastle taking the lead early on with a Callum Wilson goal, but then after that, man, West Ham's Aaron Cresswell started the comeback, followed by Saïd Benrahma, Thomas Suchek and Mikel Antonio scoring 4 goals. Newcastle at one point, I thought they was going to actually win this game, but it's not looking too great for them. Yeah, you can't be losing 4-2 at home, especially at St. James's Park, man. It was packed. Shout out to all those fans that went out there, man, and making all the noise for Newcastle. But yeah, man, Newcastle definitely let you lot down. Okay, so before I round up match week 1 of the new Premier League season, I just wanted to touch on the top 4. And this season, it's gonna be Chelsea, Man City is strong, Man United are looking strong. Liverpool, I don't know, man. I feel like they needed to like freshen up a little bit. So I don't know if I could put them up there. So I'll tell you what, this is my top 4, yeah? I'm going with, I'm torn between City and Chelsea. Chelsea, because they got Lukaku. If Man City were to get Kane, then I'll put Man City first. So at the moment, as it stands now, with the transfers that all the teams have, I'm putting Chelsea first, Man City second, United third, and Liverpool fourth. That's my top 4. So I've gone with Chelsea, Man City, Man United, Liverpool. Yeah. It could all change. We know how football is. I really feel like Man United have got a strong team this season, so I wouldn't be surprised if they finish second again. But like I said, if City manage to get Harry Kane, then I'll put City ahead of Chelsea. But for now, with Lukaku back, yeah, man, I got to give it to Chelsea. But who knows, man? We just got to wait and see how it pans out. This season is going to be crazy. And already, like, it's obviously match week 1 and we're already getting hyped about certain things. So we just need to chill out, calm down, and see how it pans out. 37 more games left, and we've got to see what happens. So often enough it's said, there's no point of looking at the table, the league table, in the first week of the Premier League, you know, match week 1, because like it's only been 1 game, innit? Now, that's only fans of teams that lose that say that. No fan wants to see their team right down at the bottom there, but hey, it is what it is. And I'm speaking as an Arsenal fan. It's not looking too great, but it's only the first game of the season. At the moment, the teams that are occupying the top of the league, you can see Man United, Chelsea, Liverpool, West Ham. They're up there as well. But like I said, man, no need to get too excited right now. It looks good, but it's only 1 game in the season. So we just need to calm down, relax, and we're gonna go again this weekend. Anyway, let me know how you felt about match week 1, the first weekend of the brand new Premier League season. And what are your hopes? What are you hoping for your team to achieve this season? Let me know, man. Put your comments down below. And please, man, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Smash that like button, comment, and help me to get these subs up, man. I truly appreciate your help with that. And don't forget, the main show itself, A Dash of Sports. That's where I talk about all things sports related, hot topics, and trending stories. So if you don't want to miss out on that, make sure that you press the notification bell, and you'll always be notified about all my shows. And with that being said, I'm going to leave it there for today. Until the next time here on A Dash of Sports Premier League show, peace.